If I'd like to delete all this, I can simply go to the select button, box pick, and hit delete. And it says some elements cannot be deleted. It says, hey, I can't delete the base reference plane. That's okay. Now one last thing I'd like to show you in this example is if I'm drawing a line and I go out, finish the line, and I would like to do an arc on the end of this line. And so instead of another line, I'd like to do an arc, so I can pick up here on the arc command, but it doesn't go where I want it to go. I'm like, I don't want the arc to look like that. I want it to go around this other way. And so it doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. This is very simple once you understand it. So I want the arc to come out around this way. So what I do is go back to the line and just walk along the line and say I'd like the arc to come out that way. And see how that straightens that up? And just for fun, I'm going to make this a little wrong. I get to that end, and I can also, instead of hitting the arc here, I can hit A for arc. It's not doing what I want again. This is not what I want. So I just walk along the line and pull out that way, come back to that. Now, you'll see right here that these indicators are saying this is tangent. This arc is tangent to this line, but down here it's missing. And so to add that, I simply go to the tangent and click on the line and the arc, and now that is tangent. So it's these geometric constraints that hold your geometry together. If I go up to the select button, I could box pick and delete all those constraints. And the constraints I have, the geometric constraints, are connect and tangent. Once they're highlighted in green, I can hit delete, and I could hit delete the plus signs also. And now, if I touch on this geometry, I can just pull this apart. There's nothing holding it together. And I could grab parts of this arc and just modify that. And so if I wanted to put this back together, the first thing I would do is go to the connect button. Now when I say connect and I touch on the end of the arc and the end of the line, it just puts on a connect constraint. And that's not tangent yet. See, I connect each one to the end of the line, and again there's no tangency constraint, so then I could go back and add and say I want this to be tangent to this, this to be tangent to this. And see what's interesting, this line is not staying horizontal because there's no horizontal constraint on there. And so if I like now, I could go and modify this and pull in the arc and push and pull this around and adjust this whichever way I wanted. Now usually after you've applied all your geometric constraints, that's when you go and add dimensional constraints. And you can just push the cursor in to where you see the dimension and roll this in or out. But again, this is when you start to add your dimensional constraints and say I just wanted that to be 50. And if you'd like to change the line style, you can hit the escape button to get out of the command you're in, or hit the select button, then simply go and select the line or the arc, and we could go up here to the options form and change that to 2. You can also drag this options form around. Now we change the thickness on this line. Let's go and change the line style on this line, and we'll change the color to black.